the show where we discuss anything that we want to talk about and compete to see who can be the biggest idiot around the world. I'm Steven, and I'm joined today by Brandon and Grace, as always. Say hello.
Hi.
What's up?
And today is another one of them special episodes because finally coming onto the show is the long talked about but never spoken to directly intern Mr. Randall. Say hello, Randall.
Hi.
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 So if you guys don't know how it works around here, if you're new or you just forget,
Oh yeah, please restate this again. Oh, sorry, not again.
I'm gonna shove my foot so far up your ass.
Ooh, kinky.
Alright, so if you're new here or you don't know how this works, basically every episode there's a third wheel, and that is decided by whether they lose the game, are just really bad at life, or their story sucks, and the other two deem it unworthy, and they are thrown to the curb and stomped on repeatedly. But today it works a little bit different. When we have a guest on the show, the guest brings the topic, decides who is the third wheel, and then also gives out a free third wheel pass, which Brandon demonstrated how it works a few episodes ago, in making me the third wheel, even though I contributed way more than he ever could. And that was the democratic decision that Grace and I made, but Brandon decided to be an ass. So...
Oh, he's a donkey, bro? Oh my god.
Nay for us.
No. I don't feel
the
like
viewers will love it.
You know what? After what I had to go through last week,
oh my god, just let this man.
You did that to yourself. I don't want to hear anything.
No,
your attachment issues showed so clearly in that episode. When we discovered your red flag, and it's your ability to not let go. But anyways, what's new with you guys? Any big things going on? And
nothing. My life is depressing. I am just sitting here succumbing in my pain. I listen to My Chemical Romance all day. I have Deftones on repeat. I want to die.
What?
I didn't drink enough water today.
That's awesome, buddy. Grace, I'm more interested in your dehydration problem than I am in whatever the fuck Randy just said. A whole lot of words that I was just not ready to listen to any of them, really.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to refer you to our mental health mini episode. We don't have time for this.
Oh my god, you guys have a mental health episode? I would have known this if I actually watched.
Yes, this is true. If you actually did your job, which is why you're unpaid.
Yeah, I'm an intern. Yeah, I'm an intern or something like that. Yeah. Oh, is this just slavery then?
Well, that is what unpaid work is.
Oh wait, can I say that on Spotify? Like, real serious thing? Okay, good. Just making sure.
We'll figure it out after, if they take down the video or not. We'll figure it out when that happens.
You can always just bleep that word.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's offensive, but it's okay.
I don't know. Are you offended, Brandon?
No.
It's not. No, it's not about if one of us are offended.
Oh no, I know, but the whole point of this podcast is that I just like to put Brandon on the spot randomly.
It's if we offend Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter.
Yeah, it is about 80% of what we do here.
It's just make fun of Brandon. Yeah, it's pretty
Don't
great.
make fun of him.
I always make fun of him.
Bro, he's a king. Don't make fun of that man.
You think it'd get better? You'd think it would get better over time, but no, he's still just as awkward as day one.
if you're asking me not to make fun of Brandon, then you're asking me to not be who I am, and I don't feel like putting on a face.
I gotta admit, that's pretty depressing, man. That's just your life. It's just making fun of this poor innocent man.
It's quite amusing if you.
I'm actually gonna wife you, virgin.
If you want to give it a try, you should. It's quite fun.
You don't have.
Okay, I don't want to be part of the problem.
I'm allowed to do it legally. If you look at my birth certificate, it's the reason I was born. Just harass Brandon.
Oh my god, I really want to say a comment here, but I know I'm gonna get canceled. We'll save it for after the episode.
Brandon's parents actually signed Grace's birth certificate, giving her legal permission to make fun of him in any sort of situation presented.
I
That's
do it
pretty
in front
cool.
of his family often, and they all
I hope
laugh.
this is not
I'm
gaslighting.
of this.
I don't know. You'll never know. Maybe listen to the podcast a little bit more, and you'll get a general understanding on if that's true or not.
Oh man, you're right. With like all the 2 million viewers that listen, you right, pimp.
Hey, if you listen 2 million times, you could get it up there.
That's true. Here, let me just open up several Google Chrome tabs for that.
Absolutely.
2 million Chrome
I
tabs.
want Spotify to crash purely because of the fact that you're listening to every episode on loop that we have at the same time.
Absolutely. It'd be like that one mission in COD, Mason, where are the numbers?
As much memory as Chrome eats. Like, if you're opening 2 million tabs, you're asking your computer to die for you.
Hey, it's okay. I got 64 gigabytes of RAM. It's all good.
It's a good
a
cause.
death sentence.
It is
As long
for
as
a
you have
good
at least
cause.
64 gigabytes of RAM, which is atrociously a lot, then you should be okay.
Yeah, that's like almost excessive.
It is.
It's like
But-
if you have 16, you have like a pretty good like a really good computer at this point. Like 64 is really pushing unnecessary.
Hey, I just need to have the extra 40 gigs, you know?
That's not how math works.
No, that's perfectly how math works.
All right, yeah, well, whatever, Mr. Intern Man. I'm assuming that
Actually, I'm not a man. I'm a boy.
I would agree with that statement.
Hit a curveball there, didn't you?
I guess. I don't know. Well, Brandon, is anything new happening in your life? Because as far as I'm concerned, Randy's sad and Grace is dehydrated, so...
I started a job last week.
Oh my god, this man's no longer a virgin. Sorry.
What job do you think he started?
Randy, is that
We all know.
implying that I don't know? Randy, do you still have your virginity?
Do
Because
I?
I don't know.
You want me
I
to show
don't know.
you my
I feel like
card?
if you're talking, we need to know. We
wanna
need to
see
know.
the card?
I do send pictures, but
Do you need the identification? Do you want me to show you my card, bro? I can get on my wall right now.
Only on one condition. I will look at your card if you promise me it doesn't have like some sort of profile pic or verification photo.
look, all I'm saying is if we're judging, we need to know what certifications you have to make that claim.
I'm a doctorate, so it's all good.
What are we
I'm a doctor in
judging on?
virginity, bro. It's all
I
good.
don't like
Brand,
Dr.
I don't know.
Harry.
The fact that Brandon's a whore, I guess.
I don't like playing these judgment games.
Bro, Brandon's got game. Just let him have game.
Let's just never make Randy come
Game is
back
game.
because I'm uncomfortable.
To clarify, I'm not working as a prostitute or anything like that. I'm
You sure?
So what you're
He
saying
doesn't
is
play
you don't-
Minecraft Bed
You
Wars.
don't
Aw, man.
respect sex workers.
That's not what I said.
Okay.
I'm not commenting on that.
Brandon,
Then that should answer it for all of us.
the normal media. You have to make a comment. It's a podcast. Otherwise, it would be boring. Come on, tell us what's going on.
Well, I'm working as a clerk at a law firm. That's cool.
Is that your cover for the stuff that you do behind the scenes?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why are you Saul Goodman?
Mm,
Is this like the role that you're playing for this
Are you
new
Saul
movie
Goodman
that
but
you're
a gigolo?
shooting?
yeah,
No.
Brandon,
You're
that's
just Saul
great. While
Goodman
you're
but
there, can you
gigolo.
get me 5 Whoppers and 5 more Whoppers?
Whopper.
I don't even know if it's near a Burger King. I know it's over by an In-N-Out, but I don't know about Burger King.
Law internship is a fancy way to say I work at Burger King.
She's got a point.
Or he's just hiding in the new movie he's shooting behind the scenes.
I'm not.
The
no.
new movie.
Bro, are you
Is
gonna
the
end up
movie with
married to
by
Meghan
a
Markle?
mom's doctor by chance? His name is
What?
Dr. Sins.
Shut up, Randy. Anyways, enough bullying Brandon about this thing for now. Just for now though, and not just in general, just for this topic. Randy, what are we talking about today? What's
All
the
right.
topic?
It's a good topic, I would say. So you have a wide range to choose from when it comes to this topic. So the topic is, what was your incident at your school? Like it could be from like any grade level, elementary school, middle school, high school, or like the incident that you just remember happening.
Interesting. Oh, okay. I have one. Do you have one to kick us off, Randy? Because
I
that's usually
do.
how we do this.
This time I was prepared. Oh, sorry, never mind. We totally didn't film anything before this, and it got lost. But
Shut up. It's your job as the intern to make sure that I don't fuck up. All right. It's your job.
He's becoming a whistleblower, right?
Stop blowing me, Randy.
whoa, I'm not doing that, man.
That's what
You gotta
Brandon
chill.
said you were doing, dude.
No.
That's what Brandon just said.
That is
Come on,
not
Brandon.
what
Come
I
on.
I said whistleblower. That's not.
Brandon,
What...
remember that child-friendly episode we did a while back?
Yeah, I lost that. What are you talking about?
Exactly. Watch your mouth. Stop saying this stuff. It's gross, dude.
Yeah, come on, man.
Freaking.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. It
disgusting
is kind of
mouth
fun
over
to
here.
bully him.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I'm part of the problem now.
Well, you know what? If everyone is part of the problem, is it really wrong at that point anymore?
Oh, obviously not.
All right, tell us your incident, Randy. What happened?
My
to you?
incident. Not happened to me. Well, sort of, but
What
not
did you
necessarily.
do? What did you
I
do
didn't
to
do
a poor
anything.
child? I don't know.
I didn't do anything.
When you argued about the other thing that I said on what was your incident, you were just like, "What do you mean my incident? It didn't happen to me."
Wait, what was this again?
Your topic.
What? No, in the video we originally filmed.
Shut up! Leave me alone. We're supposed to bully Brandon.
Bullying is bullying. It's okay.
Bring back bullying, huh?
Absolutely.
Tell your story.
All right. The story involves
I feel like you almost just name dropped so hard.
No, it's not even high school. I just want to have a dramatic pause.
Oh, it seemed like you almost said someone's name and we're just like, oh wait,
No, I just want to have a dramatic pause, although that just makes it 10 times funnier. Anyhow.
I'll just cut it
So
out.
this was
fine.
no, actually no. This doesn't even involve like high school or anything. This involves like back in middle school. So actually I can't bring up the school name. Besides no one, like none of the viewers are gonna know what I'm talking about if I even brought up the school name. Anyhow, I don't know why I was dragging this on. So back in middle school, this was obviously final year. There's not a ninth grade in middle school, although there probably should be with the way freshmen act. An incident in the boys' bathroom.
I already don't like where this is going.
A very particular incident. So, with me, I feel like most people will know me in IRL about this. So, I always go to the bathroom. Like, almost every period.
Whoa! No way!
I mean, you could ask Jake Tack. He knows.
I don't like that at all, actually.
Anyhow, no, that's just, if Jake ever somehow listens to this video, be like, aha, I know what he's talking about. And it's just gonna make this 10 times weird to everyone else that's listening, but that's okay.
That you go to the bathroom?
With Jake Tack, yes. Anyhow. So this one time when I walked into the bathroom, it was like, I believe in the morning, like right before lunch. There was a funny smell in the bathroom. It smelled like, dookie, and I'm like, someone probably taking a dump, which is incredibly stupid. I don't know why anyone would do that in public school, because that's just, public humiliation at that point. I figured it's just that, but no, it was not that. So I do my, business, and I go to the sink, and then I notice there's something funky, literally funky. It was brown and it was gross. Someone took a piece of mud. Obviously mud. I'm totally not using it as a cover-up word for what it actually is, and had that all over the sink. And it was covering like the entirety of the sink. Like I was surprised I didn't even notice this when I walked in because it was massive. And someone somehow took a squat onto the sink and did that. Like, I don't know who, I was just like, huh, okay. I didn't report it. I don't understand why I didn't report it at the time. I probably should have
You just washed your
because
hands in that same sink anyway.
no, it was multiple sinks, but it was like right. So it was, no, there was multiple sinks, but it was in the sink that was closest to the entrance. That's why I was like, I didn't understand how I didn't notice it because it was massive and it was right at the entrance of the bathroom. So, anyhow, I'm like, I'm just gonna walk out of here, act like this didn't happen, because I mean, I won't lie, that did ruin my appetite. I did not end up eating lunch that day, which is understandable.
Yeah,
It
I
was,
go to the bathroom when I'm hungry.
yeah, obviously, especially when you go through the trash.
Oh my
But
gosh.
anyhow, so next day occurs, and I get called into the office. Now, I feel like this is nothing new with me because because I always end up doing stupid stuff. 8th grade wasn't too bad. I was an office aide, so I was basically like a teacher's pet, except for the principal. So, I mean, I figured I might have did something, or they need to ask a question about something, so I didn't really care. But here's the thing, though, is that they brought down like 30 other kids in that office. All, men, obviously. Well, actually, I wouldn't even call them men. They're all, literally boys. But anyhow, like we all got questioned if we did, said mud into the toilet, not toilet, but sink. But we're like, no, we didn't. And I was confused why down there. They were saying, so we captured you on the camera going to the bathroom, and we just want to ask you questions. I'm like, oh, okay. And so they asked everyone there of who did it, like if they, figure out who, like trying to figure out who did it and if they did it. I mean, obviously, no one's gonna say, "Oh yeah, I took a crap in the sink," but
Oh
like,
yeah, that's my work about right there.
I mean, you still gotta try anyhow. Someone might fess up. Someone, might have the guilt and fess up. I mean, no one obviously did.
Right.
And it ended up with the school not figuring people in for like over a week, just questioning people. I was brought in again because I mean, they figured I wouldn't do such a thing. I was an office aide. But one thing though that's funny is with all the people they brought in, none of them like reported it. They all saw it, just like me, and none of them reported it. They just let it stay in the sink.
Just let it sit there.
Yeah, just let it sit. Just let it, decompose by the flies.
I don't like that wording at all, actually. I hated
don't
the
like
way
the
you
wording?
said that. I hated the way you said that.
I'm sorry.
You should be. Anyways.
So so after the week, like I said, they ended up just blaming some random kid. I'm not even joking. They ended up blaming some random person they had no evidence on. They just figured him to be it because I guess his record was, somehow worse than mine. And the kid ended up getting like 4 days of suspension,
That's
and
hilarious.
his reputation was literally stained, metaphorically and literally stained. And he has that. I'm pretty sure he still has that on his record. I don't know. I don't know how middle school records work. That might go away, but it was on his record, and it ended up with. I think he ended up moving schools. I think. Hold up, one moment. Sorry.
Question for everyone else: is Randy cutting out a bit, or is that just on
Every
my
now
end?
and every
Okay.
now and
I just was having a moment on if my Wi-Fi was killing itself or not. Are you alive, Grace? Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm alive. I'm alive. Blah blah blah. Talking. Someone took a crap in the sink. I'm here.
I didn't know if we just had like another one, another passed out incident.
What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, that didn't
oh, that's
happen.
right. That didn't happen. Oh,
How it wasn't that long ago that you could have forgotten that, Brandon.
well, I was trying to think. I was like, wait, was it when we tried to do it, or was it when we all four? It was when.
No, it was just the three of us,
Yeah.
which did not happen.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, if that were to happen, it'd be the
That's
three
why I
of us.
didn't remember it because it didn't happen.
Mhm. Yeah, Brandon didn't waste his life protecting a case that didn't do anything for him at all.
That wasn't the same one.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Hypothetically, it wasn't the same one. What was the topic? I wasn't listening.
Okay, I'll repeat it to her. Nope. Only cool ones get to hear it. Plus, you're a Genshin player, so L.
Is it times you shit in the sink?
What was the first time you crept in your sink? And how did you get away with it?
Is this tips for the next time so you can get away with it since you were called into the
Absolutely.
office?
This is a tipping video of how to get away with making mud monkeys into the sink.
Yeah. I didn't like those words in that order. Together. So if you could not, that would be great. Why do you have to go? Or do you have more to your story? Or
Oh no. No, I just said I might be AFK again if my parents somehow annoy me. I
okay.
mean, I'm still gonna be here. Just not on the headset.
I don't have any particular shit in sync stories, but I finally get to tell this story on the podcast. We've made so many references to it in the past, but I've never actually told the full story. Um, but ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to talk about me and my boys overthrowing the government. It's time for me to provide that full story. So, in high school, you have what are called class governments. I don't know if that's
yes.
just an American thing or not, though. I know that there are some I know that like school is different in like Europe. You have like primary and secondary school, and it works a little bit differently. So I don't know if that actually is a thing that is for high schools in general.
I think
But
Gracie would know.
yeah, maybe. Grace, do you have any extensive knowledge on how school works in secondary school?
If you're referring to whether or not they have like student government, no, they don't.
Okay.
Maybe they
Ah
have
man,
student monarchies.
I was just trying to allude to like a really bad joke that she's British and
Thank
that you
you.
would know.
I
Okay,
didn't
so
think it
never
was
mind.
that
I
funny,
was
but
right.
okay.
I feel like that would no. I'm laughing
Monarchies.
forward because it seemed like it went totally over Randy's head in the moment. It felt just in the moment. It felt like it went clean over his head. That's
No,
why it
it
was.
definitely did. That's why I'm not laughing.
Okay.
That's why that was funnier. It was a funny comment, but then Randy just kept talking. Okay, but anyways, so basically, how the structure for class government worked was that you have a president and a vice president. You have a secretary who's just in charge of taking all like notes and whatnot. You had a treasurer who was in charge of all the financial aspects, and then you had a class rep who was basically like the class pet. In a sense, they were the
You're
person
my
who was
little
supposed
pet.
to take charge and
It was
lead
the
the
person who had
school.
the funniest speech, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. It's just still like a peppy person or whatever. And yeah, the president was the person who was just kind of in charge, making rules, whatnot. Vice president really just doesn't do anything. They take charge when the president is absent, but like,
You mean just like in the United States, politics in general?
I don't feel like anyone in the United States politics does anything.
That's a fair point. Go on.
But anyways, so um
That's not true. Our male people are doing stuff.
I never actually wanted to be a part of class government. It wasn't something that I wanted to do. My like long anticipated role in class government was to be the guy who sits there and does nothing and continues on with his day as if that meeting never happened after it happened and just go with the flow as far as how things worked. And obviously like you're supposed to raise money, and the money that you raise throughout the 4 years of high school is to go to like your senior ditch day, and then a class gift to the school. That's a mandatory thing, regardless of what it is, which seems less of a gift and more of like a down payment, security deposit, or whatever. It's like required that you give something to the school when you graduate. But anyways, my freshman year, my girlfriend at the time was class president, and I remember having to do a lot of the decision making already in that position, even though I wasn't a part of class government at all. She would always constantly ask me for ideas to do these things for her, and I was always just like, yeah, I'll help, but
Bruh.
that's the job of everybody else.
Dude, literally me senior year to literally anybody that was on yearbook, I made like over half our yearbook, swear to God.
Yeah, it was just like I will help you because like you're my girlfriend, but also like your VP is the person who's supposed to be helping you out the most. Your secretary is supposed to be keeping track of all the different notes and stuff and details that you need kept track of. And your secretary is supposed to be figuring out all the financial stuff. Stop asking me to do all of that.
You know, the
It's
real
just
question is who was the said girlfriend? Because do I
no.
know them?
Yes, you do.
You won't even say their name.
No, I'm not gonna disclose it. I'll refer to them as Charlie.
Charlie?
I'll refer to them as Charlie
Banana.
throughout this.
Yeah, so it's a man?
See.
What's
I feel
up,
like
Paul?
I feel like banana would just make me laugh too much.
Well,
Banana?
I know, but me and Brandon both have referred to people as banana before.
All right, fine.
You need to
Banana.
do
What about
banana.
Banana Bus?
No,
You know the Van House video?
no,
Doo-doo
shut
Banana
no,
Bus?
shut up, Randy. Shut up. All right, so yeah, my girlfriend Banana is asking me to do all this stuff. And I'm sitting here just like, you know what? If I'm already gonna be a part of this indirectly, I might as well be a part of it directly. And the next year, I ran for a class representative. Because it was something that I could do while still having to do literally nothing, because the class rep didn't have to do with any like actual class activity whatnots. I just had to be the guy at the pep rally who got everyone hyped and did a bunch of stuff. The funny part about this, and the main reason that I ran, was not to, appease Banana and make her job easier. It was because Maquez also wanted to run for class representative. He ran against Dylan our freshman year and lost because he was new. No one knew who Maquez was our freshman year. He was the new kid. And so we all voted for Dylan just because we knew who Dylan was. And because like voting happened like the second week of school, so no one even really had time to get to know Maquez. But yeah, Maquez ran the following year as class rep against me, and this was about the same time that the Logan Paul and KSI boxing match was happening.
I thought you were gonna say the Suicide Forest one.
Yeah,
I was like,
same.
no.
I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking the same thing too.
So in order to prep for election season this year, what I ended up doing was creating a flyer that said Stephen Paul versus McKSI, and I was gonna put it everywhere
Dude.
on election day.
That's hilarious.
Oh
It
my
was
god, how to
awesome.
start beef? How to start beef?
I cropped out their faces and put our faces in, and put the boxing equipment on us. Like I edited it all. Like all
Oh,
this
I
stuff.
see where this is going. I see where this is
And-
going.
And the sad part is that actual like matchup didn't happen on multiple levels. One, Maquez never actually submitted his form to validate his running for class
Oh my
representative.
god.
So I was just given
That's
the
such a
position.
Maquez move.
And second, 3 days before the actual election thing happened, my computer blue screened and exploded, deleting the flyer that I made of the Stephen Paul McKSI thing, and I was so upset.
Okay, did it actually explode?
It blue screened, and then we took it into Comp Core or something like that, and they basically
Your
was just
core?
like, yeah, they were like, your motherboard is like black, something fried it. I don't know what happened. And I was
What?
like, okay,
What?
I don't know what
How old
happened.
is your computer to not have a fail safe, to not let it
was-
overheat?
It was like a new computer. I think Computer Corp just broke something and just was like, oh yeah, it was broken when you.
I was
gave
about
it
to say,
us.
did
Was
you
it
buy that
under
off of
warranty
Wish?
at least?
No, because if you buy it from like, I don't remember where I got it. My mom got it as a gift, but it was like a new laptop from something. I don't think it was under
Oh,
warranty
that
or
makes
anything.
sense. It's
I
the
don't remember.
laptops, always laptops.
But
That's tragic.
it was like my third Asus laptop. Acer, not Asus, Acer. And I hate Acer. Their laptops have always just like died on me. And it wouldn't
I
be from
have
anything
one,
I've done.
and it did the same thing of dying
Yeah.
on me.
I
Acer
only
just-
had one, but I would constantly download crap I wasn't supposed to, so it was riddled with
What was that
viruses.
crap that you weren't supposed to download?
She just
my
wanted to
toxic
see how
yeah.
fast she could fry her motherboard. She just looked
Speed
up
run the fried
viruses.
motherboard.
She
Well,
just
my
looked up the
toxic
most deadly
childhood trait
virus.
Speed
is
run.
I had too much faith in the internet. My toxic trait is I would download shit super easily and get like riddled with viruses. Like I'd be like Club Penguin free money like generator, and
That
I
was
download
me.
shit like that and get tons of viruses.
You see, that was me like during like 2013 when I got my first computer. Like I would download Minecraft mods, which would end up
Oh,
being
yeah.
viruses.
Yeah, no, the world before Technic Launcher and then before CurseForge
No, seriously.
was just
Honestly,
hey.
I've never gotten a virus from the mods because I did it on Skydaz's website.
Dude, I
He had
did
this
too. I
he had
did
this like
too.
really fantastic tool. I don't even know if it's still a thing anymore, but I
No, I
really loved
tried
it.
doing it. The
Where it
website's
literally
removed.
is like an automatic downloader. You just drop in like a
Yes.
zip file and then
Mhm.
it downloads it for you. And oh
Yeah.
my god, it was fantastic.
Dude, it literally was. I love. I mean, I call it Sky Days, but like I love the website. It was so easy to download mods. After I discovered that, I did not get viruses.
No, yeah. I don't know if that's still I don't think it's still a thing anymore.
No,
Yeah, it's deleted
I tried
website.
looking it up, and the website just got removed. I
The
guess
tool was fantastic though. It like made my life so simple. I loved it.
modding needs to be that easy again.
But yeah, anyway, regardless.
Anyway,
So I
Steven,
just
you me, Lucky Blocks later.
yeah, I'm down. And anyways, so I was just given the position of class rep, and I was so bummed because I wrote a funny speech. Mackenzie and I had like funny speeches planned where we actually got it approved by our representatives, our officers, which are just staff members who are put in charge of our class.
Wait,
To
who are you
do
guys' staff?
Miss B and Doer.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was
How ironic!
awesome.
How ironic!
Oh no, yeah, it was great. There would be moments where they just left and we were just like, yeah, they're smooching. they for reference, they got married later this last
Yeah.
year, so yeah, they were but like our school was just like staff can't intermingle, it creates a negative environment. So they just did it during our class meetings and we were just like,
Although
that's fine.
like 6 teachers have done that already.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of teachers at our school who have just like coupled up, but whatever. Anyways, um, so yeah, we got it approved to do like a debate sort of fashion where we would like back and forth at each other constantly throughout it, kind of like a boxing match. And we had so much planned for it, and then he didn't submit his thing, and then my thing broke and got rid of all my stuff for it. It sucked. But at the end of our sophomore year, we had only raised like $1,000 over 2 years, which isn't a lot of money, given that like we have to pay for a senior trip and a class gift in 2 years tops, and we don't have a lot of things planned. And in the summer of my sophomore year, me and Bananas had a pretty nasty breakup. And so I was thinking about everything, and I was talking to my to the boys, right? And I was just like, guys, I don't know about you guys, but like I don't want some mediocre senior ditch day and to give like some mediocre gift. Like, I mean, the gift can be kind of garbage, but I don't want just some mediocre senior ditch day. Like, we need to do something to get money, and we need to do something fast.
Oh my god, this is
And
the plot Red Dead 2.
this is when the coup started. But the thing is that the first 2 years, other than me switching out with Dylan, the same four girls were a part of our our class government, and they didn't do anything. They got nothing done.
Dude,
They
like,
they would hold class meetings and just not discuss anything or get anything done. It would just be like, "Hey guys, we did this. Does anyone have any ideas on what other things we can do?" And we were just like, "Probably nothing that you're gonna have the patience to actually set up, because any good idea that we've thrown at you, you've just been like, but how long will that take?"
oh, that's
uh,
that's what happened with my class too. I don't know if you noticed that, but like the
oh
same
yeah.
people keep getting reelected, and it finally took to our junior year to actually have someone like good to be in charge who
Hmm.
will actually do anything. Because like I'm so with you, at least you guys made 1,000. We didn't even make $100 until like the first day of junior year. Actually, yeah, no, it was that. No, never mind. The first day I got elected as a representative, because my job, like, as you said with representative, you're supposed to be the mascot or whatever. I was not even that in my class. I was, I guess you could say I was almost like the president, but I wasn't a president because I did a lot along with the other person who was technically president. Him and I were just pretty much two people in one with what we did. And first day I got elected, I sold my speech to the freshman class and got $5, and that's how we got our class up to $100. I'm not even
That
joking.
is hilarious. Um, but yeah, so the coup is staged, and I'm talking to Eric, Dylan, Makez, and Jake. We're all just like, yeah, something needs to change, and we should make a change. Literally, once stuff is announced for elections, all of us signed up. Makez went for rep, Dylan went for treasurer, Jake went for secretary, Eric went for VP, and I went for president. And I gotta say, up until like the election voting season, like you have like 2 weeks or whatever to like advertise your campaign for your class, because it's just your class voting. It's not the school voting for each class's representatives, because my god, that would be chaotic. The school as a whole votes for like student body, but not class government. And when I say that we advertised so much, like we advertised, we were just like, guy, like every single person we went up to, every single person in our class, even the people we were running against, we walked up to them and we're just like, you know how much money we have in our class bank? This much. You want to know what our goal is? About $6,000 at the end of the 4 years. You do realize that if we kept on the same pace, we would only have a third of our goal. Now, do you want to keep up with the same mundane, wandering around, just kind of going off, doing whatever kind of stuff, and barely getting any money to have a senior ditch day? Or do you want to put some people in charge who are going to work their asses off in order to guarantee that we have a good cushion? And we did this for about 2 weeks. Through any class, any moment, we made sure that we talked to every person in our class. We don't have a big class. Our class was like 27 students or something like that. It wasn't a
Yeah.
large class, but we made sure that all five of us would talk individually with each person on why not only should they vote for me if I were talking to person, but why they should vote for the other four members, because we were just like, if you're going to vote for a person, for a candidate, like you need to make sure that you vote for someone who's going to give you, the proper help, right? You can't vote me in as president and then vote bananas in as vice president, cuz we're not going to get things done. It's not going to work. There's going to be conflicting issues. You got to go for all five of us if you want to see some changes. And so for that whole 2 weeks, that's all we did. It comes election day. And bless Dewar for doing it this way, because oh my god, he did the voting system so funny. But it was, you did your votes, everyone did their speeches, and it started with the reps and it worked its way up to the presidents, because the president was like the more important job. And with the representatives, Makez was just like, "Vote for me. I know where you live," and that was pretty much what he did. It came,
Yo.
it came to Dylan. Dylan did like a speech on like, "Hey guys, you know me. I'm cool. I like taking notes and stuff." But his intro was, "Good morning, Vietnam," as he ran through the door. Uh, and I love Jake for this. Jake gave one of the most amazing speeches I've ever heard in my life. So Jake didn't want to be a part of this at all. He was like, "Guys, I don't want to do student government," but we were like, "Jake, we kind of need you to fill in that last spot. You can be treasurer or you could be secretary, and like the work will be pretty easy, because like it'll just be something kind of simple, right? It won't. We're not going to be talking a lot of stuff. Anything that's like note taking, we'll just be like writing stuff on the board in the middle of our meetings. But like you'll have a pretty lax job, and me and Makez were like basically like, well, we'll make sure that all of your guys' jobs are rather easy, because you don't know how hard it was to convince Eric to just run for VP. He was like, what one can I do that'll make it so that I don't have to do anything. And I was just like, well, I'm going for Prez. Go for VP. I'll make sure I'm at every class meeting and you just have to be there. If I'm there all the time, you won't have to leave while I'm gone. So yeah, Jake goes up and he gives a speech and he's just like, well, hello, fellow classmates. I didn't think I'd be standing here before you today, but after having a conversation with some of my fellow classmates, and after they convinced me to run for secretary, I have decided that this is what I'm gonna do. If you vote for me, I'll make sure to accomplish this and this. But if you don't, I'll just go back to doing the same thing that I was always doing, which was sitting in the back of the classroom playing My Singing Monsters. And it was the greatest thing that I've ever listened to at all. And his position was like the one that was like the people running for secretary we would have been fine with. They weren't like toxic or cliquey or anything. We would have been able to work with them. But because of how funny his speech was, everyone was like, yes, Jake, absolutely vote for Jake. Then it comes to the VP speeches, and every single one of the girls that re-ran and was running against us now, their speeches all contained some sort of information that was like, guys, they're gaslighting you. We have more money than they say that we actually do. Like, we just need to do all this other stuff in order to make more money. And all of our speeches, in some way, shape, or form, were just like, guys, we have no money. There's not, we're hurting for money. Like, we need to do something to get more money.
We need to make money, Arthur.
And it was just so funny how just split we were. They were just like, guys, they're trying to convince you otherwise. And we were just like, guys, we just don't have any money. We gotta do something about it. And they did all the votes and did the results in the same period, in the same section. One by one, all five of us huddled in a group, and we did like a mosh where we put our arms over each other's shoulders. I was in the middle, Eric was on my left, and Jake was on my right. Makez was on one of the ends, and Dylan was on one of the ends because of the order that they were announced. It started with class rep. Makez wins. All four of us guys cheer, right? We're just like, yeah, that's one of us in the class. We 4 more to go. And Makez leaves the huddle, right, to stand at the front of the class. And then he announces Dylan has won secretary. The 3 of us remaining cheer on Dylan as he walks to the front of the class. Jake wins the vote, and we're cheering him on. Eric and I look at each other, and we're like, okay, but let's be honest. We knew those 3 were actually going to be the ones to get in. Like, we're very aware that, like, ours is kind of a toss-up here, and this is kind of like, I don't know what's going to happen here. By the work of literally only God does Eric get the VP spot. Eric has always been like one of my like closest friends and friends that I've known for the longest time, and even I was surprised that our class voted for him. He was one of those guys that like people were aware of his existence in class, but no one knew him. So when Eric got in, I looked at him and was like, there's a chance that we just pulled off the biggest coup in the history of our class. And I'm sitting there, like, because all 4 of them are at the front of the class, and I'm sitting on the side, just standing by myself, just staring at Dewar, dead look in my eyes, just being like, please do it. And yeah, we all got in and voted in. And we were just like, wow, how did we actually do this? Not only did we do what we said that we were going to do as far as like increase the amount of money that we made, but I put on a murder mystery dinner slash play event at the school for as a fundraiser for us, and it was a script that I wrote, that I directed, and I like did casting for. I handled all the work, like I told everyone that I was going to do. The only thing, the class meetings up until that point were me just being like, hey guys, we kind of need some volunteers. Like, if you want to do some acting, if you want to help with tech, if you want to, like, bringing food is going to be the most important thing. Like, that's because we need to feed as many people as we have tickets. So, like, we kind of need a lot of food. And up until, like, 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before the actual like play was supposed to happen, we didn't have any food planned because no one had signed up. And I was ranting about this to my mom, and I was just like, these people just aren't like actually like committing to anything. I got like a crew, I got a cast, I have everything for the play set in stone, and I have the tickets and the person to watch the door in order to do the housing. Like I have everything for the play, we just don't have the food. And my mom was just like, "So what do you need to do?" And I was just like, I need people to bring food." And she was just like, "Here, hold my cup." Got up from the couch, went into the cabinet, and just grabbed the phone book and called every parent in my entire class, and was just like, "This is what's happening. Don't know if your child has said anything, but we need your help." We had so much food the next day that was like already set in stone. We were doing like a spaghetti and like salad theme, which is kind of weird, but it was what was offered. Uh, we had like 16 different sauces and like not even joking, like 20 pounds of pasta. We had a lot of food.
That's
Um,
iconic.
I know. And after we did everything, and was breaking down for the play was a really good success. Like everyone remembered their lines, went on with it. There was improv bits and people were getting into it. I was really proud of like my cast and everyone for like the hard work that they put in. The next day is when Dylan and I actually sat down to count how much we made, and we made double what we made in the first 2 years of our fundraising in that one night alone. And we were just like, what did we say? We said we would deliver, and we goddamn delivered. Like we just wanted everyone to know that, but like we weren't gaslighting you. We weren't doing this as a bit. We actually did what we came and said that we were gonna do. And from then on, I just continued to talk to people about the coup. Because it's probably just the funniest thing that I've ever pulled off. Just because it was one of those things like that people, one of the girls that was running for VP was just like, "I don't think that you're gonna get people to listen to you." And at first she was right, but after they learned how much money we made, not a damn concern was ever made in our class meetings. Everyone was super talkative, throwing out ideas. Like I just kind of like sat on a throne after that day. It was great. I loved it.
I'd have to say my biggest regret is the fact that I didn't go to high school with you, Steven. I am curious though, what did your senior trip end up being?
So
Yeah, yes, I know about this.
it was really sad because we had so many ideas lined up and a lot of great ones too. I think we had about $7,000 at the end of the year because I threw another murder mystery dinner
Oh
and
my
play
god.
thing. I threw another
That's
one.
awesome. I hope that becomes a tradition because that's such a
It
cool, fun
didn't.
idea.
It never did.
It didn't. I
Our class
told.
was going to, though.
Yeah. So the first year it was mainly my class as the cast, and then we had one sophomore at the time, and then one freshman who jumped in last minute. Who like yeah, round of applause for her for doing that because yeah, we had two sophomores and then the rest of the cast was juniors, and it was a six person like cast, and we were lined up with one person who said that they were going to do it, but then up until like 3 weeks before the actual like show came on, they hadn't made it to like any practices. They said that they were busy doing other stuff, and then they were just like, yeah, I don't think I can do it. And then the sophomore, who I will now call Charles, finds just this random person who's just like, yeah, I'll do theater stuff. And so 3 weeks before the show, I now switch um, one of the cast members who is playing like the side lead like female role. She now has to take the main female lead while we allow this new person to take in the other role, and they both did a phenomenal job. And then like it got attention from a lot of people because next year when I was like, hey, I'm doing this, even though there was like COVID now, I still got a lot of people who are interested in doing it. And we made a good ton of money from that as well. Regardless of like, I think we brought in like 2/3 of what we did the first time we did it, just because a lot of more people weren't just gonna show up because COVID whatnots. But still, 2/3 revenue for doing a second show a year later is still pretty good.
And during
Um,
COVID,
and
too.
during the
That's
COVID
impressive.
season, yeah. And I liked that play. That play was a lot of fun. I enjoyed being in that one. Um, but anyways, we have about like seven grand at the end of the year to do a class gift and everything else. We decided that our class gift is gonna be new bleachers for the football field and an actual flagpole for the football field because at the
Dude,
point
holy
in
crap.
time, the flag for football games was just draped over the shed that they used to record the football
Wow.
games. It was just hung over the railing. So we were like, yeah, let's get a flagpole. That would be cool. It took like 2 years for them to actually like install it, but we were like, yeah, let's get a flagpole. Um, and then we had, I think what we had left over was about like $5,000 or something like that. It wasn't a lot of money for the flagpole installation, and the bleachers were like the metal ones that have the wheels on it, so it wasn't like super special. Um, but yeah, we had a lot of options, and then we put it up to a democratic vote, which was the worst thing that we could have ever possibly done, because one of the options that came up was the Sacramento Zoo after COVID, when
Dude,
half
our
of the
zoo
animals
is
are
the
gone.
dude, our zoo is the saddest zoo there is.
It was way worse because when COVID happened, they put all of the like the more indigenous animals like away. They took them out of the zoo. There was like, I know that Sacramento has like the giraffe petting area, has a bunch of like reptiles, especially. The reptiles were
Yeah,
all gone. The giraffes were gone. Elephants were gone. It was
our giraffes
basically
are.
just
Dude, my
monkeys
favorite is the
and
meerkat.
that was it.
My favorite is the meerkats at the Sacramento Zoo. I love those
Oh
meerkats.
yeah,
But anyway,
it was
I
just
went
basically
there
those.
last
And
time I
guess
went
who's
there was
class?
in
Oh,
high school, and I went there looking to like have so much fun, and I was like, "Oh my god, these animals are in the smallest enclosures
Yeah.
I've ever seen in my
yeah.
entire life."
Mhm.
I felt so bad and so guilty the entire time that I was there.
Mhm. But
And
yeah,
you
so
see,
But
guess
anyway,
whose class
hold
who
on,
did
wait.
that as well?
My
Our
uplifting
class
note.
did this Sacramento Zoo as well, but it wasn't as depressing. There
yeah,
was a few
Okay,
because
animal
2 years
exhibits out, but
after.
I'm not
yeah, it
done
wasn't that bad. But it was
speaking,
like a rainy
Randy.
day. Hmm?
I'm not done speaking. You
Wow.
interrupted. Anyway,
Sorry.
so actually, something really cool is I think they had a self-actualization moment because they are moving locations to
Mhm.
something way, way bigger.
Yeah.
So that's good for the animals.
Mhm. But
Also,
yeah,
Steven, how would you like to go to the Sacramento Zoo this summer? My
no,
treat.
no. So the thing is that like our options came down to like Makez wanted to do like Top Golf, which was kind of popular with the guys, just because like when you get tickets to Top Golf, the way that we get tickets, like how we would do the pricing plan was kind of like free food and drinks for a certain amount of time of Top Golf. So like that was a very popular one amongst the guys, but all the girls, and there were a lot more girls in our class than guys, were like, "No, let's go to the zoo. I want to go see the animals." And we,
I believe this is Texas.
because of
I
how
can
democracy
confirm that's
works, it was
exactly what I sound like.
yes. Because,
Yeah, that's clearly what women sound like.
and because of
Yes,
how
Steven,
Yes. Oh my
sound like.
god.
and
Yeah,
because of
let's go to the zoo. Oh my god. Let me
how
get
the
some lip
voting
gloss
worked,
too.
you had an option of, hey, you get to go to the Sacramento Zoo, and then you had like $100 to just spend at the Sacramento Mall, or you got to go to
Hmm.
Top Golf, and that was it. And I was just like, I don't really want to do Top Golf, but also I don't want to go to the zoo. But I mean, walking around the mall and buying and getting something, I guess, is better.
Imagine getting a senior trip. We didn't get that.
Sucks to suck. You didn't have me as your president.
Dude, what was
we
so
we
Oh.
almost
ass,
did it. We almost didn't get one. I had to fight for it.
dude, what was so ass was the fact that we didn't get any senior privileges because we were at a private school where, we also had a uniform that was enforced. And so the last month or so, you're allowed to wear a free dress. But the thing is obviously when you go to a private school, it's expensive. And so you lose people during a recession. And so to avoid losing any more people, they weren't enforcing the dress code for anybody except seniors.
Yeah.
So basically, everybody except seniors got to dye their hair whatever color. They got to wear whatever the fuck they wanted. I was so pissed off.
That makes no sense, though. You think it would actually give the seniors privileges for their
No one cares about
final year?
seniors.
We ended up receiving no privileges at all. They kept
What?
saying, "Oh, we're putting it off. We're putting it off. We're putting it off." And then it's like, "Hell, okay, let's graduate."
But yeah, to answer your
What a
question,
great
Grace,
school.
that was what my senior ditch day was going to the Sacramento Zoo for the day and then going to the mall.
Was most of it just like
Hey.
transportation costs?
No. It was tickets for the zoo because the zoo is expensive. That was probably the biggest waste of money I've ever done. But I got $100 that I just didn't spend. So.
That's nice.
But yeah,
Did you guys go to the Galleria Mall too?
No. Oh yes,
Oh.
actually, yeah, we did.
Oh my
Steven,
god, that was our
you should pull up
same
this summer.
exact trip.
You should pull up this summer to Sacramento. Show you actual cool places.
In the sack.
I don't think that I think that you're missing the moral of the story. We didn't go to
No,
Sacramento because we wanted to see the cool places. We went because that's where all the people voted on because that was the
I
easiest
know,
thing
but
to
I'm
decide
saying
on.
I can show you actual cool places other than the zoo.
I don't think the zoo was cool to begin with, so that's
I know.
not a
I
very
said I can show you
it's not a
places
very
that are.
high bar.
Dude,
What
are
is
you
a cool
illiterate?
zoo?
I'm saying I can show you places that are actually cool.
In Sacramento? Nah. You know what is a cool zoo is the LA Zoo. It's like this. So
Yeah,
the setup
I've been
of
there.
it, yeah, the setup of it is like an like old style.
It's great.
I just love the zoo. It's hard to describe. I just love the zoo. It's just kind of old fashioned, but it's old fashioned in a great way. It's a fantastic zoo. I just wish we had that similar kind of zoo around here, but no, the near zoo is the freaking Sacramento Zoo.
I just don't like zoos.
When I went to the LA Zoo, I was harassing my family because I don't know what event they were advertising, but every like 20 feet there was this banner with like a lemur on it, and every time I saw it, I kept screaming, "It's the lemur from Zaboomafoo."
I just don't like zoos. I just don't see that. It's cool to see. It's cool to see like different animals and stuff like that. But like, I don't know. It just seems like there's something really weird about it. You know?
Okay,
like
what about the capybaras?
Like I said, seeing the cool animals that you don't see in that area is kind of cool. But also at the same time, that's kind of endangering them a little bit because that's not their environment.
No. Putting a penguin in a hot, moist place? No.
Yeah, so
I don't know what you're talking about.
I just don't like zoos. So when anyone's like, let's go to the zoo, I'm like,
enslaving animals?
Sure.
Sounds awesome. Enslaving animals for them not being in their environment? Awesome.
Dude, this across from the Sacramento Zoo is this place called Fairy Tale Town, and I'm surprised that place hasn't had a lawsuit, bro. It's like a local like little kid park or whatever.
Oh yeah, we saw
like
that.
Miniature roller coasters and whatever, but like, oh my god, I swear. I don't really remember going there super often when I was a kid, but I do have one I haven't thought of this in years, but I have one very specific memory that used to haunt me at night. And that was when I was in like 4th or 5th grade. I think I was in 5th grade. The girl in the grade beneath me, we became friends, and I'll call her, I don't know, Gail. So Gail and I, we vibed, we got closer, and she invited me to this really cool overnight experience. So we went and so we went in, obviously, like you bring a tent and you vibe. So we're like walking around after they get done with like the theatrics and the stage stuff and whatever. So it's just the two of us. And I don't know if you know these gates that I'm talking about. But it's basically like those ones where it's kind of like a revolving door, but of like bars or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm a fucking idiot because I didn't think about how it worked. I was like, hey, Gail, look at this. and I literally exited the park.
Oh.
And I was gonna like literally circle back in, and then I was an idiot and realized it only goes one way. But the thing about that is that on the other side that it goes in, there's like more bars like keeping people from like coming in, right?
Yeah.
So you think at this point I would ask Gail to go get help, but no,
You hopped the
I
fence,
was
didn't you?
ashamed. And so essentially, I tried to squeeze through the bars.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh
Like-
no.
Like, so essentially, it's the bars were going like vertical. Like, and so I was like trying to squeeze through like the actual door since like the sides were way too skinny for me to go through, and I got stuck.
Oof.
And so and so this guy eventually the guy who's like inside the park, who I think is like a dad or something, is like he stumbles upon this precarious situation and is like, do you guys need help? And at this point, I am frustrated and embarrassed, and Gail is in full tears. And like mid sob, she's like, "No, she's fine." And I was just hanging there, like ashamed and stuck. Like, I'm good. Until eventually Gail's mom realized that we were missing. And so I think the dad was like, "No, these kids need help." And so he leaves and comes back with Gail's mom and one of the people that worked there. And they were looking at me and laughing, and Gail's mom starts taking pictures of me.
What?
Oh my god.
That is
Laughing.
awesome.
And
Absolute
essentially,
legend.
yeah, the worker like essentially moves it so that way like I can like escape. Essentially, I just like slide out. And yeah, I was really really embarrassed. And I went back inside the park, and I have never ever talked to anybody else about this until this day because of how ashamed I was. I just got stuck in a fence at like 10 o'clock at night.
That is hilarious.
But yeah, I don't know why, but Gail's mom was just like, "Are you a ballerina?" And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "The way you like glided out of that fence was so elegant." And I was
What?
like, "That's what you're taking away from the situation."
I don't like the
Yeah.
wording of that at all, actually.
Stephen fourth time not liking the word of something.
Yeah, weird things happen on this podcast, man.
I've noticed.
Weird things are
Dude, I haven't.
discussed.
What's so weird though is I haven't thought about that situation in years.
Well, you're welcome for jogging that awful memory of yours.
I mean, I don't find it embarrassing now. Looking back, it's really, really funny. But
It's
essentially, I just love how
hilarious.
Gail was sobbing.
Is
Clearly
that your
trauma
incident
blocked it.
story, or is that just something that came to mind?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's just yes.
I've had several school incidents. Whether
Well, just pick one.
school-wide or not.
Yeah,
Just
pick the best one.
No, I'm doing several because they're
No,
short.
no. Well, I
They're
guess sure.
short.
If you keep them short, then fine.
I'm gonna start off the first one. This was in like I think I was in 6th grade, but someone etched a Nazi insignia symbol on one of the bathroom walls. Pretty
Dude, I
strange.
had that exact
Yeah.
situation happen to
I
me.
don't know. I don't know.
What's
It
with
was
middle
one of the
schoolers
8th
and
graders, but
What's
Um.
with middle schoolers and Nazis? Is what you just
No,
said?
serious.
Yeah, because that exact same situation happened to me. Like they're obsessed with like they think they're funny. Like they draw swastikas everywhere.
Honestly,
That's
I
just
think middle
average middle school
schoolers.
experience.
I just think middle schoolers are the most racist, like age group ever.
They are. They literally are.
but
Yeah, I earlier this year I had an instance where a boy told a girl, "I'm gonna
What?
rape your mom," nonchalantly. And so you know what? I just I can't work with middle schoolers because that shit like boils my blood because like they mean that shit. Like they don't care. Like they're just talking. I don't know. And again, maybe I'm overthinking it, but like to me, I feel like you're grown enough to realize how fucked up that is.
Yeah.
Eh. Well, if I can think back
Yeah.
to my middle school days, half of the things that I heard, people used in the wrong tense. So I think that they
Uh,
just heard that this word is funny, a funny word, and means something happening. Cause haha,
Yeah.
it means something like sex. So
Well,
that's
no,
funny, haha.
they're taught what the word means in 5th grade when they get their sex education.
We don't have that in the ye old Nevada lands.
we
Yeah,
do in
California,
6th grade.
you're legally required, but we're a Catholic school, so it's like
It's a mundane
I
version.
mean they tell you what it is. Like, okay, they describe parts and they describe like a vague action, but they don't actually give visuals.
Well,
Well,
Yeah.
obviously.
Like literally public schools will just bring out like a dildo and show you how to put a condom on.
oh yeah, what's
Awful.
that one the Matthew Perry and freaking other person movie of man name I forget who I shouldn't forget. Zac Efron. Freaking the 17 again movie where it's just them passing out condoms all over the place in the classroom.
Um,
That was the moral of that story.
Yeah.
that
The
was the end
awkward
of that one.
silence from
Don't
that.
let anything
Don't
go.
you
That
just
was
love how we went from Nazis to rape to condoms and sex education?
to Zac Efron.
You guys are not making
Exactly.
any money off of this
you're welcome.
podcast.
Um, but
Got
yeah.
demonetized.
So that
Mhm.
was one thing that happened. Another happened. There was a car accident in one of our car lines like one day, like and then it was like bad. So my school, my elementary school, they had a car line, and basically they had three different lines or whatever, and yeah, they have teachers just walk up there, report back like who was in what whose car. They'd call your name out on a speakerphone thing. Um, but yeah, no, I think I was in like I want to say I was in 5th grade when this happened, but um, yeah, no. So we're just sitting there, and all of a sudden you just hear this really loud, just bang, and then you could kind of see outside. We see smoke and all that coming from the cars, and we're like, what the hell just happened? And basically, I think one of the I don't, I think it was one of the grandparents actually, but basically they hit the gas pedal, and then like that when they were adjusting their foot or something, I guess they were trying to slam on their brakes, but they slammed on the gas pedal instead.
Oh.
So they just full on rammed so like hard, and like they're I don't know what kind of car they had. I don't remember what kind of car they had, but when I tell you it just flattened, it was just
what?
yeah, it was gone. It was totaled. Like I
What's
don't
going
they've just it yeah, like I said, it was a giant just smoke cloud, just that which I imagine was their hood. But that happened.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I
El
think
Bozo.
everyone was okay, but yeah, no, it was still. Another I think I've mentioned it before. I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast, but
Powed.
Yeah, Powd.
um, had
Powdcast.
in my this was also in 5th grade.
Why is
But
all
my
this in
class,
5th grade?
but
Don't worry
because
about
my
it.
classmates did some things. This was more class specific, but my class had an underground like silly band wrist thing trading ring.
What? Underground silly what?
Yeah, I was in an
What?
One of
underground
these
like
kids had a dungeon in which he made all this stuff and sold it on the black market. And by the black market, I mean Club Penguin.
This man's got to be tapping.
no, it's
How did this all
basically
happen in
that
5th grade?
because do you guys know like those rubber band like
Yes, I know what
bracelet
you're
things
talking
that yeah
about.
kids
The
would wear?
ones that are in the
Yeah,
shapes of different
yeah.
stuff.
So this group of girls in my class, they started making those for people, and they started charging them like I think $1, a couple bucks for each of them. Or if you wanted it like customized with different colors, it was like upwards of like $5 or something like
It's
that.
hilarious.
And so yeah, no, they were making bank because people were wanting to buy those from them, and just one day, the envelope that they kept their money in, it was gone. It was gone. So our principal had to sit us all down and be like, "Okay, what's like that we got basically got lectured on how like because obviously they pretended like the whole thing was like, yeah, no bad or whatever, but they didn't even care until the whole money thing happened. But and so yeah, we got lectured on how doing business like that is not it's not good to do it whatever. And whoever has the envelope, if they didn't give it back by like this certain amount of time, like there's gonna be consequences. Like they were threatening recess time and stuff like that.
Not
Like
recess time.
yeah, no.
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 But basically everyone was freaking out because no one knew where it was, and the reason why none of my classmates knew where it was is because one of the girls had just simply lost it at their house and found it like a week later.
I figured as much. I figured that that's what happened.
So
Dude.
we used to my class was the reason why those silly band things or whatever were banned at my school.
Dude, I unironically have like almost the exact same story. A girl in my class got hot lunch, went to the bathroom, came back, and her lunch was gone. And we sat in our classroom for 3 days throughout all our recesses, waiting for someone to talk about who ate her lunch. Come to
Oh
figure
my
out
god,
that she just
actually.
fucking has dementia, forgot that she finished her lunch before she went to the bathroom, and
Oh my god.
and that when she came back and didn't have food, it was because she had already eaten all of it, and she realized that like after the first day, but didn't want to say anything to avoid embarrassment. So obviously,
Oh
one of the
my
guys
god.
overheard the girls talking about it and said it said it anyways.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Did this happen at Bethlehem? This sounds like a
Yes,
Bethlehem thing.
yes,
Yep,
it
I
was.
knew it. I knew it.
Absolutely, it was a
This had to have been
Bethlehem
a
thing.
Bethlehem thing. Yep.
There's no
That makes a
way it
lot of
wasn't.
sense.
Well,
That
yeah.
makes way too much sense.
Um,
That school is worse than our school. I'm so glad I only went there for 1 year. So blessed.
Did you even go for a full year?
Not really. I was there like middle, so I came in during middle of third grade, and then left during middle of fourth grade.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like you came at the beginning of a year and then left in the middle of it and didn't finish
No,
out that year.
yeah, no, I didn't even finish out that year. I
That's
finished out third
hilarious.
grade, technically, but halfway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So glad.
fourth grade is when the emotions are supposed to be hidden away in a dark chamber. Because if you show anything, you're gonna get crucified by the teacher. Anyways.
Fantastic school.
Alright, well, as we near the end, does anyone have any last minute stories they're adding? As far as the incident?
The incident.
um,
Because I feel like I could add more stuff that happened, but I kind of told like a saga, so I'm kind of okay with my amount of like contribution for this episode. But I
No
don't
trauma dump, please.
One time, I don't know about your schools, but my school, every once in a while, and I have no idea why, they would get like these special guests to come, and for whatever reason,
Yep.
my class only remembers two. Number one was the bubble guy, and he was cool. He would just like blow bubbles, but like he'd put smoke in them and stuff, and it was
Oh
like
yeah,
he
that
had
stuff's cool.
he had like badass music in the background. We loved him. Bubble guy was awesome, but he was number two. I don't know who these guys were or why they did this, but they got like these BMX bike stuntmen,
What?
and they
Whoa.
were cool. They're like, "Hey guys, like, are you ready to go? Like, are you ready for like an awesome like they were like these hype men, like narration, whatever."
That's hilarious.
But however, one guy like missed a stunt, and then
Oh
he like
no!
fell,
Oh my!
and I'm pretty sure he like broke his leg, but they didn't
Ooh.
want to alarm us. And so he just kind of like got up and kind of hopped off,
Stood up and
and they're
cheered
like,
like,
and then he was like, "He's okay," but he didn't come back.
he's okay. He's just taking a really high class trip to the hospital.
Yeah, no, but it was still in that hype man voice, like, "Oh, can we give him a round of applause for like shaking that off?" And like, I was like, "Oh my god."
How about a round of applause for the doctors who are gonna give him some stitches?
Literally, I have no idea
Worded
what happened to
stitches.
that guy, but
Give him a whole cast.
I did think of one more story.
Oh,
Go for it.
Granted, looking at it, like obviously it wasn't a big deal then, but this happened in third grade, so it
Not
was a
fifth grade?
big deal.
Yeah,
Third
not
grade,
fifth grade.
Not fifth? You
third,
sure it wasn't
yeah,
fifth?
third. No, it was third grade because you'll see what I mean. It was a very big deal for my class.
Oh no.
Great, yeah. So you'll see. So, um, uh, I'll refer to the gentleman who did this as uh M M
M M what?
M
M
M yeah
M
yeah
N.
M.
Shut up, Randy. Shut up. Shut your goddamn mouth.
So, did you guys have field days and stuff like
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So it was our field day in our third grade class, and it was a pretty good day. You know, did all the activities, whatever, and we ended on like a tug of war activity, and this M was a very competitive person, and he was on the losing side. Apparently, I don't remember which side he was on. I don't entirely remember what side I was on, whatever. But he was on the losing side, and a bunch of kids in my class were giving him crap about it and stuff. and And this one kid, I won't name his name, but he was just kind of a general asshole, like my entire elementary school career. But he was really like he was really ripping in the M and stuff. And finally, M is like, you know what? Forget about it. It flips him the finger, and everyone's like,
Based.
Yeah, based.
Based
Savage.
child. Oh my god.
You know the
people
MLG glasses with the blunt? That'd be that
you know,
kid.
and third grade, this is like whoa. Like,
That guy's a legend.
you know, people are flipping out like whoa.
That's hilarious.
and so and so we get back to our classroom, and like people are going up to my third grade teacher, going like, "Hey, he did what
Oh, fucking
what
tattletales, dude. I would have given that man a high five.
No, they were flipping
That man
out.
deserves a
And,
handshake. My man.
Oh, man.
and um and he's M is just like going like no I didn't like what, and so my teacher's like, okay, who saw him do it? And literally like half of the class didn't see it, but everyone raised their hands anyway.
Aw, I would have kept my hand down.
I know, right?
What a
Yeah.
champion.
Yeah, and
Go.
so no, he got detention,
bro,
all
raising
that stuff.
snitches.
He got detention and all that stuff, but that was talked about for the
Yeah,
rest
I
of the
never got
year.
detentions until high school. That still shocks me that you get detentions.
I
Yeah.
didn't get detention ever either. It was just a, like, hey, here's the principal guy. Have a nice talk with him.
Yeah, the
Go on your
order
way.
the order in elementary school was don't do that. A serious talking to with your card pulled, and then
Oh god,
talk
the
to the
cards.
principal, and then it was talking to the principal, and then if you didn't stop, it would either be a citation or like a suspension.
Fucking card pulling. Jeez. That's
The
I
good
like
old
remember
card.
the most pissed off I've ever been at the card system was green is good, yellow is warning, red is you had a bad day, blue is you had an exceptional day. And
yeah.
so essentially, I tended to be like a green to yellow card child. I was an angry child, but I did my best. And so, I remember everybody was talking, but this particular day I just wasn't feeling up to it. I was feeling really down, so I kept my mouth shut. And essentially, this was in third grade. Our teacher was an ex-Marine. He didn't fuck around. Like he was a
Ooh.
great
Yeah,
guy. Like
no.
he was awesome. He was
That's
good
a
at
great
yeah.
man for third graders.
But
I
yeah,
know, right?
no, he was awesome. His wife owned a
No, that
bookstore. He
wasn't
was
that
really
On
wasn't
your knees,
sarcastic.
soldier!
That wasn't
he was
sarcastic. I think that would be a
shut up.
great
I'm
role
telling a
model.
story. He was a great guy. He taught us like songs. Music was like his main method of teaching. I loved him. He was one of my favorite teachers. But essentially, he was so mad because we just wouldn't calm down. And to be fair, we were one of the worst classes in our school, like undoubtedly. And
No.
so, yeah. And so essentially, when he finally like quieted us down or whatever, because he started taking marbles out of our marble jar, he's like,
No.
I want at least like I think he said like 7 of you who were talking to raise your hands and tell me who it was. And so me being honest for once, because I was like, I actually wasn't talking. I didn't raise my hand. But like 3 people essentially he's like, if these 7 people don't come forward, I'm gonna pull everybody's card. Right? So I was like, okay, well there's enough people to know, and if not, I'll snitch, so it's fine. And so only like 3 people raised their hands, right? 3 or 4 people. And he's like, come on, I know more of you were talking. And it was more about teaching integrity than it was pointing at people who were honest.
hmm
But essentially, he's like, okay, you know what? The 4 people that raised their hands, you're getting a blue card. And everybody else is getting their card pulled. And I was so pissed off because I was like, bro, I actually listened for once and I got my card pulled. Was so mad. That was cute.
That's
That was the most
awesome.
Understandable.
rainbow looking card chart I've ever seen. Because there's
That's
some kids
funny.
that got red cards like every day, bro.
I'm sure. Alright, well. If there are no other stories, speak now, further, hold your peace, yada yada yada. Alright,
Oh
your
my
time is
god, we're
up.
getting married.
Your time is up. Um, Alright, Randy.
Hi.
Hi, Randy. How's it going? Fucking, god
Good.
damn it. Okay, I think to start us off, because you pick the third wheel and the third wheel pass, go ahead and decide who the third wheel pass goes to.
Alright, so that's like they're cool, right?
That's, yeah, I guess what you would say is like your winner of the episode. If
Your
you have
winner,
one.
like the
Yeah,
big rigs meme.
sure, I guess.
You
Whatever
have to look
helps
it
you.
up. Put
Whatever
up the
helps you, buddy.
context. You better put up the context in the video. Anyhow, so this one's hard because I'm not gonna lie, all 3 like stories were funny. Well, technically, Brendan had more than that, but all of them were really good. Steven had a good underdog story. Gracie just had Gracie just had a really good pathetic story. It's
Got stuck in a gate.
and then Brendan just had really good mini stories. This is honestly
Brandon
hard.
was just an incubation chamber for Nazis.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, not gonna lie, he's probably gonna demonetize your video more than I am going to. Um, I really want to choose him But at the same time, I don't want to get canceled, so the winner is Steven.
Let's go.
That's fair. He was like half our time anyway.
It was a saga.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize how long I was like talking until I actually looked and was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, dude, you're talking for like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a fun little like 3 weeks of my life.
Well, I let it happen just because like we've been like throughout the entire series we have casually dropped this story so many times with no context.
I've always talked, like I said, I've always referenced the coup, but I've never
Even
actually.
I've never really fully heard the story of the coup. I just know that like all Steven said is, "Oh, I ran for office to piss off my ex and I won."
Oh wait, I left out a detail that's like the
Oh.
funniest part of this. Not
Alright.
only did I win, but she didn't get a single vote.
What?
I unanimously won because we did a thing.
I bet Bananas went bananas over that.
Well, Bananas and I were just like we met up like a day before, and we were just like, and she was asking me because she was getting all upset, like, "Oh, why didn't you tell me that you were doing this?" And I was just like, we're not dating, so
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
don't owe
think I
her
need.
Yeah,
anything.
El
It's like I
Bozo
don't think
talks
I
to
need
you.
to tell you anything about this. And
Yeah.
she was really upset about it. And she was like, "All right, well, can you at least do me the favor of just like I'll vote for you, you vote for me, kind of like an integrity thing." And then I was
Oh
just
my
like,
gosh.
"All right, fine."
Absolute
I
troll.
didn't
No way.
vote for her.
Absolute troll.
I just didn't.
Bro,
I
that was
won
savage.
because of that. I won unanimously, which adds more
Please,
weight to
okay.
it. Which
Please
means her
tell me she
friends
didn't.
didn't even vote for her either. The people she was running with didn't even vote for her. They voted for me.
Dude, okay, please tell me that they didn't say out loud how many
No.
votes each person
No.
got.
No, they didn't. I found out from Dylan a year later because he ran for student body, like it's the student body government, and was able to just like and stumbled across them in our principal's office or something like that when he was in there one time, and just
That's funny.
glanced at it and was just like,
Bruh.
"Pff, no way, no way." But yeah, that was the detail I left out. It's not even her friends voted for her; they voted for
Hey.
me. It was hilarious to find that out a year later. And not only was it a coup, it was a whole ass revolution. But
Man did the
anyways,
American Revolution.
it was a French Revolution, dude. I took out all the leaders.
No more guillotines.
Yeah. Anyways, Randy, you gotta pick your third wheel for the episode.
Oh my god, this is hard. Like literally. Like I said, all three of them were good. I kind of had an issue with the last, well, sort of last episode if it actually aired.
Shh, 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 shush, shush. There was no other episode. Don't worry
You had a
about it.
problem with Deal or No Deal? That's weird, but okay.
All right, this is a hard one. Should I just do a random number generator?
Oh my god. You really are capturing the essence of the Third Wheel podcast right now.
It's
All right,
up
you
to
know
you,
what?
man, because the
Like
guest doesn't
Steven,
need to
You know
have
what?
the guest
Make
does not
them
need to
both.
have a reason for why they pick third wheel. There is no need for a
Okay.
Yeah,
actual like
100%.
legitimate
We're into
So
reason.
this is
biases.
all right. This is what I'm gonna do. So the loser, we're gonna do this in Practical Joker style. So the loser, has to trade their social media to one of us here. Well, not me, but just one of the other two,
Oh my
and
god.
put whatever they want on there,
Dude,
as
I
long as
have
it's
coworkers
nothing
that
offensive.
follow me. Oh shit.
That
Which I
is
feel like
I
hilarious.
have not used my social media
I am
since like
terrified.
freshman year of high
What a
school.
great way to reintroduce yourself into the world again.
But I feel like the random number generator idea is a good idea.
If that's how you want to decide the fate of this, sir, that is how you can
Absolutely.
decide the fate of this.
Absolutely. So let me type into Google on my phone random number generator.
Who's one and who's two?
All right.
Steven, you're 1. Brandon, you're 3. I'm 2.
Okay.
Am I a
Oh,
part of
Steven
this?
won. Steven won.
Oh, so he can't also be the third wheel at the same time.
You could throw me
we
in the
could.
running if you want
Yeah,
me
no,
to, Randy.
Why
That's
not?
up to
absolutely. There are
you.
no rules.
Why not?
That's up to you. Like I said,
All right.
there doesn't need to be a reason. You could make me win and
That's fair.
lose this episode if you wanted to.
All right. So I have 1 and 3. So who wants to be what number?
Uh,
Uh,
I thought we
Wait,
just
what?
established this.
yeah, Steven is 1, I am
Oh,
2,
sorry.
and Brandon is 3.
All right. I will be spinning this 3 times. So
Okay, because that does
1.
a difference.
No, it obviously does. 2,
I'm hoping for Brandon. I'm hoping for it. I'm really hoping for it.
3. I got a number 2.
Who was that? Was that
Yeah, who was
Brandon?
2?
that was Grace, I think.
Oh, oh my god. Because she just was talking about how she doesn't want to trade her social media because of her coworkers.
Dude.
So Grace's third wheel then is what that is. That's the decision.
I guess, according
Alright.
to Google.
Alright. Well, one thing that Brandon and I kind of talked about a little bit, as far as like third wheels and how they're technically fourth wheels when we have guest episodes. Usually they go on to pick the topic of topic for the next episode, but we actually have made it just kind of like a quote unquote interlude to where they just lose and that's it. They don't even get the right to like create the topic to kind of try and win the next one. It just continues from where it last kept on. So
Yeah, since I
Brendan
lost,
will be
you
doing the
are no
next
deal,
topic.
man.
Since Brandon made poor life choices, he will be in charge of the next topic. But
I made a point that whether it worked out for me or not, it didn't. But I made a point.
your point was that you're stupid.
Ooh,
But anyways, who's gonna be in charge of Grace's social media for a little bit?
that's a fair question. You guys should do rock, paper, scissors, but I don't know how we're gonna do this because we're doing it through computers.
Dude, I'm.
I don't even know like what I would do though.
You gotta think about it. You just gotta think. I feel like one of us has more more restrictions than the other as far
Here. Okay. Randy, pick a number 1 through 10, and then whoever gets closest will do it.
Okay, picked.
Why are you picking?
That way, yeah,
No,
that way
yeah,
you get them biased by
because I'm
picking a
cool.
number.
Okay,
Here, I'll send you the number
Okay.
I'll do that.
so that there's no bias.
I shall do that as well.
I'll say mine out loud since you're sensitive.
Well, we're gonna say it out. We're gonna say it out loud. It's just
Hold
It's
up,
just
let
to
me
make sure
send
that
mine
we
making
to
don't
sure
her
no one
change it
before.
up.
changes the
It's
number.
to make sure that nothing changes. Yeah.
I have sent you my number.
God, why?
What's the number in between?
That reaction was just wow.
What's the
It
number
was
in between?
between a 1 and 10.
All right,
Can I say
Brandon,
mine?
say your number. Brandon, say your number.
I was gonna say 3, but you know what? I'm gonna go 7.
I also said 7.
Okay, well
Oh.
that means you guys both get
We
access.
get to join too.
Whatever, you guys can both have access. The number was 6.9.
He did say one between 1 through 10, so
That is true. That is a
So,
number between 1 and 10.
Brandon and I get joint custody.
It has made this
Yep.
absolutely cursed.
I know what the first thing that's going on is.
Okay, I need you guys to be completely mindful that I can actually get fired if you don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, Brandon, I'd like to remind you that your mother follows me on Instagram, and I will let her know that you have access to my account.
I have no no responsibilities here. I have nothing to lose. I'm finding pictures of Dylan.
Oh my god. Wait, hold up. I
I'm
think
also.
I have some good pictures that Memphis sent me one time.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
I don't even really post anything. I'm gonna have people so concerned.
Here, let me see. Oh my god.
Can I at
Here,
least see the photo?
You'll see it on your Instagram.
No.
here, here. Steven, let me send you this photo.
So I could verify if it's acceptable or not.
It's very much acceptable. You might have to crop out the caption.
I know what pictures you're sending me. I know exactly what picture you're sending me. Oh my god. Well, Grace, do you have a loser speech while Brandy sends me this?
I'm actually concerned I'm gonna get fired.
You're
Like, I'm
fine.
not okay. It's so weird because I'm not one to really care about what people think, but also I've tried so hard to make sure that
Thank
people
God so
don't
far.
think about
In the end,
me
doesn't
very
matter.
often, especially on social media.
Wait, let me look.
Scared.
How many followers do you have? Not that not as many as I thought that you did.
Because I only follow people I know in real life, which makes this so much worse.
Well, the only three that I have as a mutual are Brandon, Dylan, and the Third Wheel Podcast Instagram. So
Oh my god, there's a third wheel Instagram. Let me
there
see
is,
this.
but it doesn't do anything.
Oh yeah, we also forget to plug that in. It's every episode. We only plug in the YouTube.
We don't plug in the Instagram because we don't post to the Instagram. It just
That's because
exists.
It has the
well, that's
duck
because it's
quiz
supposed
on
to
it.
be my responsibility, but I'm lazy.
Well,
It
yeah, and
has
I don't have like any login stuff. Plus, I don't have anything to post on it anyway.
We
So.
put
Well,
it
now
in
you're
the
gonna get some
chat,
login
but
stuff.
there's
we
really
still
no
have
point.
the
Mhm.
duck quiz stuff.
We just have
But
a picture of a duck on there. That's it.
It's so funny.
you know, Steven, the good news now is at least you are gonna get some login stuff. Not particularly to that Instagram, but to another one.
Can I have that picture you trying to send me? You...
It's on Discord.
Oh, you sent it on Discord?
Yes,
I've
look.
been staring at my phone for a while.
Oh my god, this
I
idiot.
love
Can I at
that.
least
I
see
love
the
that
pictures,
picture.
please?
You can't show it to her. You can't show it to her. It's so funny.
Dude, is Dylan gonna message me super pissed off?
I don't care. Just plug the Third Wheel Podcast in after that.
I don't want anybody to know that I do this podcast in my free time.
Here you go. Let me see. Let me. Here you go. Here you go.
No, please don't.
What? What?
No, I'm
What's
serious.
the picture?
Please do not put that.
What's the picture? What?
Here, Brandon, I'll put it in the thing for you.
Please,
For all of you YouTube listeners, I flashed it on the screen for you
Um,
time.
Yeah, please show
dude,
um,
the
seriously,
photo.
don't.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah, no, it won't be that one, but I love this picture.
Caption
Dude,
it.
I don't want anything with words on it.
Somebody just say penis.
Yeah, no, I don't want something that says penis in my story.
Wait, no, this isn't just story. This is full control of the socials for
Ooh.
however long.
Oh, wait, no, I know a good one. Hold up. I know another good
We'll
one.
discuss that later. Grace, did you ever do your loser speech?
Can I just Venmo you all $10 so I don't have to do this?
does that veto the $10 I owe you from the last
That is
episode?
bribery.
The sub bitches
Bribery's
veto
not
Yes.
is
allowed.
hilarious.
Okay. All right. I'll take it.
Steven,
It is Randall's decision at the end of the day, and I don't think that $10 is gonna cut it.
What? We always promote bribery on here.
Well, it's a different episode today, so it's up to Randall if bribery goes or not.
I agree.
Does bribery count? Is that what you're saying?
There should be no acts of bribery. Randalations 22-4.
Randall, holy shit. I guess not, Grace. I guess it's not gonna work. You can still give Brandon $10 though if you want to.
No.
I might reconsider the decision if you give me like $20.
She's on a teacher's salary. She can't afford that.
You're right. Can you afford maybe like $15?
Okay.
JK, just trolling
Okay,
you.
but that's not even
Get
counting
own scrub.
Steven's bribe. That's just to allow you to let me bribe Steven.
Dude, that is true.
This makes it even more funnier.
It is very true. You're paying for the right to bribe other people.
I will give you $15 for a different punishment altogether.
Nah, I don't want your money. You're getting this punishment anyhow.
Grace,
just
Grace,
trolling.
just remember who's in charge, right? I mean, I might try to pull something like a fast one and be funny, but because I am now co-jointed with Mr. Brandon over here, I feel like the limitations of what's gonna be actually embarrassing for you are very low. Like I said, I have no obligations, but Mr. Brandon has way more to lose than I do.
Yeah, because his whole family follows me, and I'm gonna let
Yeah.
every
Oh my
single one of
God.
them know.
Literally, only your mom has ever met me, so.
Huh?
I said, literally, only your mom has ever met me. Like, that's.
They know who you are.
Like, your yeah, I'm sure your family knows who I am,
Dude,
but
they
only your
all
mom has
know who
met
you
me.
are because of Dylan.
That's awesome.
Which is the irony if you post that photo.
He's got a point, but yeah, no. Well, it'll be more lax than I'm assuming that you're thinking.
Well, you're not gonna do that photo?
No,
I have a bunch of old Dylan photos that you sent me.
just a whole collage of Dylan. It's gonna be Dylan something. That's my promise to you. It'll be Dylan related, but.
Post like 10 different posts of Dylan.
Oh my god, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull up our 8th grade class trip videos of Dylan, and that's what's gonna be. Dylan's gonna freak out on how on how you managed to get your hands on it, Grace. It's gonna be great.
Great.
Well, anyways, guys, thank you for listening to this incredibly extensive episode of Third Wheel. If you're enjoying what you're listening to, Randy probably will not be back for quite some time because he's
Ever.
making up for the amount of money he cost us for the demonetization.
He was talking about Nazis, dude.
He's gonna be working for quite some time in order to pay off his debt.
What?
But if you want to catch some visuals, I'm sure I'll have played around with the editing a little bit and flashed random pictures of Dylan while we were talking about pictures of Dylan. So if you want to see those, go ahead and check out the YouTube and just check it out to see other visuals that we put up there in the past, like stuff with Deal or No Deal, the Wheel of Fortune games, all that stuff. Well, anyways, there's nothing wrong with being the third wheel unless you get stuck in a gate at an overnight and have to get wedged out and be embarrassed.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the punishment unless if you're Myrrh.
That's your Myrrh.
In this case, Gracie's unfortunately Myrrh.
Grace's Myrrh. Rip them.